Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. We'll say the following Mishnayot Leilu Nishmat, my grandmother, whose Shana is tonight, as Iwana Batsara, and as well our dear friend, Mr. Amon Toledano, Amram Ben Haim, who's also here is tonight. Tina Sham to Rabbi Torah Haim. The last perek in Masechet Yevamot, we did it. Chapter 16. And I know some people in the back really want me to do it again. The whole thing from the beginning. The theme of the perek, and we'll get to this in the third Mishnah, is identifying a deceased in order to permit a woman to get married. And we'll talk about different scenarios. But first we got to go through the first two Mishnayot, which segues into that. Ha'isha she'alach, Mishnah Aleph, Ha'isha she'alach ba'ala v'tzarata limdinat hayam. A woman's husband, with a childless husband, and the co-wife went overseas. The husband had a brother. Uba'u ve'amru la met balich. A witness came and said, your husband died. Lo tinaseh. She cannot be remarried because this husband had a brother, so no known children, so she probably has to be yibum. However, ve'lo titiyabem ad sheteda shema me'ubereti. She cannot perform yibum until she knows that the co-wife is not pregnant, right? If the co-wife is pregnant, then it's a problem, right? It's, the second wife of the man, yeah. If she's pregnant, then there's no longer a childless husband. Let's say she had a mother-in-law that went overseas. She doesn't have to be concerned that while the mother-in-law was overseas, she became pregnant and had a son, which would be the brother to her husband. She doesn't have to be concerned. That's very far-fetched. However, if the mother-in-law went overseas and she was pregnant, then we are concerned that maybe she had a son, and therefore now she has to fall in yibum, so she wouldn't be able to remarry.
Question.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of rule as far as a yibum issue when you have, let's say, a 40-year-old woman and the mother-in-law has a baby? So now that baby.
But why do you assume that that's the situation? Why?
I'm giving you. It's also the scenario you just mentioned.
No, why? If the girl's 18, and then the mother-in-law is in mid-30s.
Now let's put her at 35.
Okay, so she can have a child at 35. Why can't she have a child at 35?
The woman who's lost her husband is 35. Her mother-in-law is having a baby. That's the brother now, who's only a baby.
Yeah.
By the time he's 15, she's an old lady.
Okay, so she you perform halitza. So perform halitza.
You have to wait for it to become an adult.
Have to be an adult. Yes.
Yeah,
it's really tough luck for the widow. Yeah. What can I say? It's already far-fetched that the mother-in-law had a child in her 50s or whatever it is, but it is what it is. Rabbi Yoshua says, even in this case, you don't have to be, even if the mother-in-law was pregnant overseas, you don't have to concern that she had a son. Could be she had a daughter. If she had a daughter, then there's no issue of yibum here. And therefore, Rabbi Yoshua is lenient and says that she can marry right away. Now, Shtei Yevamot, two sisters-in-laws, the wives of two brothers, came from overseas. Zo omeret met bali. One of them says, my husband died childless. Vezo omeret met bali. The other one says, my husband died. Zu asura mi pene bala sherzu. Vezu asura mi pene bala sherzu. This one's forbidden to remarry because she might be bound to yibum of her sister's husband, and the other way around. Now, here's the thing. We learned that the wife, is permitted to testify that her husband died. Right? But even though that's the case, she cannot rely on the sister-in-law's testimony that her husband died. That's not enough, unless there were witnesses. So yes, she's believed, but not the sister-in-law. We don't believe the sister-in-law, not enough to pull her out of that yibum. So neither of them could get remarried. That's what the Mishnah says. Now, if there were other witnesses, different story. Lazu edim velazu en edim. If one of them had witnesses that the husband died, and the other one didn't have witnesses that the husband died, et sheyesh la edim asura. The one that had witness that her husband died is forbidden to remarry because there's no witnesses on the other side that the brother-in-law died. Okay, so she cannot remarry. However, but the one who had no witnesses, she's allowed to get remarried. She's believed on her own to say that her husband died, and there were witnesses that her brother-in-law passed away, so she can go and get remarried. Lazu banim velazo en banim. If this one had children and the other one didn't have children, the one who had children is permitted to remarry because she's not subject to yibum, she has children. But the one who doesn't have children is forbidden because she's subject to yibum. Nitya bemum, if both women, I guess, didn't listen and decided to go perform yibum anyways to their brother's husbands, or the brothers of their husbands, umetu yevamim, and then the yevamim themselves died, their current husbands, then asurot linaseh, these women are forbidden to get remarried. The original problem returns. Rabbi Elazar Omer, but Rabbi Elazar says, Hoy ve'utru la yevamin, since they were permitted to marry and actually marry the yavams, hutru lekol adam. Therefore, if the yavams die childless, they're not permitted to marry any person. We'll stop here and we'll continue tomorrow.